problem, and I don't think that it's easy. That any formula easily solves it.
Okay. We're running short on time, so the last thing we're going to do is give, and I think you did this at a prior debate, we're going to let you ask each other one question. Because Charlie went first, I'm going to give Justice Sanders the chance to ask Charlie a question first, and then you'll get your turn, Charlie.
Gee, I didn't know we were going to do this. I don't want to ask Charlie the same question.
You want to defer?
Charlie, what do you think was your best case before the Washington State Supreme Court? What's the one that you're proudest of?
One always thinks the most recent case, and you know, I have to say, this is an issue on which you and I are in agreement, and it's the Madonna Case, where we battled for years to get justice for Jesse Madonna. Unfortunately, the Court of Appeals reversed that case twice, and he wrote an outstanding opinion in that case. Reinstated his verdict and came out squarely against, you know, against abuse of discovery, and I salute you for that. That was a really very fine thing.
Okay, Charlie, your turn.
Well, let me ask you and follow up on the answer about campaign finance reform. And I guess my question is this: then do you think there should be any recusal rule? Do you think a judge should recuse for any amount of campaign contributions? And if any amount, what amount should that be?
You know, I think that that it's a matter for the judge individually to decide. If there are cases where I know I can't be fair, for example, Steve Euster has had a number of cases before the state Supreme Court. He was a classmate of mine. I like Steve, and I know I'd never vote against Steve. But I can recuse myself, and I should, and that's what I did. And I think that if you cannot in your own, I think Justice Utter said this best in some judicial conference I went to. It's a matter of individual character, of looking at yourself. Can you be open-minded? Can you be impartial? Can you be fair? I think it's an individual decision.
Okay. Closing comments, 3 minutes. We'll start with you, Justice Sanders.
Well, I was hoping, Charlie, that you'd ask me about my favorite opinion, and then I was going to tell you it was the Hyundai case. So, this is my 4th election campaign. I've had I think over 1,000 small donations. They averaged about $100 a piece. I try to present what I do to the population, what I think the court's about. I printed up our Declaration of Rights in the form of a leaflet, and I pass that out at my meetings. I'll let people know that there is such a thing as a state constitution. It seems to be a well-kept secret. When I first went to the court, I was invited by the social studies teachers to attend their convention in Chelan and talk about the state constitution. So doing a little homework, I checked out all the Washington government textbooks. There were 3 of them for high school kids. 2 of them never mentioned the state constitution. The 3rd one said it's very long. So, you know, I view campaigns as an opportunity to maybe educate people in what the law is about, what the courts are about, what we do on the state Supreme Court. I'm very concerned about the rule of law. I think everybody is subject to the rule of law. Nobody's above it. And that just because you work for the government, that doesn't give you a pass. And that we have to be concerned about these things, concerned about it for everybody, not only the upstanding, nice, popular people like are sitting around in this room, but also the real, the bad guys. Because if their rights are not protected, the precedent is set that nobody's rights are protected. So I take this seriously. I've been privileged to sit on the state Supreme Court for the last 15 years. I've done the best to do my duty to protect the legal rights of the litigants that came before me. And if reelected, that's what I intend to continue.
I begin this by reading from the mission statement of this organization and the goals of this organization, including providing fair justice in actions against the most powerful interests. And I'm still concerned about this issue of special interest money in elections as a matter of the independence of the courts. And I'm not sure where Justice Sanders is on that, other than purely individual determination. You know, I think we need better guidance than that. I think we need some limits on campaign contributions. I think that we need limits on when a judge can sit. And there's a reason for that. We live under the rule of law, and we need guidance for people. There was a judge in West Virginia in the Caperton case who didn't think $3 million was too much. Justice Sanders apparently didn't think $3 million was too much. But I think we do need a limit. And we know from the U.S. Supreme Court $3 million is too much. Well, what else is too much? And where's the bottom of that threshold? I think we need rules for those things. And I think we need to continue to work to reform those aspects of the system. I think we ought to have public financing for judicial elections in order to get rid of this problem, or at least attack this problem as best we can. The other thing that I read from the goals of this association are to defend the honor of the legal profession and promote the highest standards of ethical conduct and integrity. That's something I would bring to the bench. And I think that there's a problem when a judge is admonished for a violation of the Code of Judicial Conduct and still doesn't think that he did anything wrong. I talked about impartiality, integrity, independence, impartiality. And in terms of impartiality, I just ask you to go to the website, look at the list of cases, and if you can find any other opinions that support Justice Sanders' analysis of his record or his statements about his record, fine, tell me. I'll be happy to look at it. But rule of orders where the court doesn't interfere with what the disciplinary board has done, doesn't address the problem in an opinion. You know, we have a constitution in this state, as Justice Sanders points out. For you to have an opinion in a case, if the court takes a case, it has to issue a written opinion explaining the rules, explaining the facts. Those aren't opinions. So, I stand on those facts. I think they show a lack of impartiality. And I guess in closing, I would just say I appreciate this organization, I can't promise that I would rule in favor of the injured person in every case. That would be an improper thing to do. None of us can promise that. But what I can promise is I understand the issues that you grapple with every day. I've grappled with those issues, and you can be assured of a fair and impartial and an honest decision if I'm elected to this court and honored to serve on this court. Thank you.
All right. Thanks to you both.